All right, good evening. Good evening. Hope everyone's doing well this evening. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, tonight we're going to talk to you all about four things that most people don't know about their credit report. Okay, this can most definitely be costing you points. And I'm going to show you all some things that, of course, most people do not know. All right, let's get right into it. So, of course, we do get emails, DMs. We see it in the comments. People ask us, can we help you with your credit? We most definitely can. We have a credit community. Okay, well, we show people how to improve their credit scores, qualify for homeownership, and help them lower their car payments. Okay, scan that QR code or click the link in the comment section below, and then let's go ahead and get right into today's information. All right, so now, first things first, negative accounts can be removed early. Okay, again, negative accounts can be removed early. Okay, so now let's break that down. Credit bureaus sometimes allow early removal of negative items through a process called a goodwill deletion. Now, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, there was a goodwill letter. Okay. But you can now do this online. You don't have to have a letter, but there is a process called early exclusion. Okay. So now you can request an early exclusion from TransUnion 6 months before the 7 year mark and from Experian and Equifax 3 months prior. Now, let me break this down and kind of set some expectations. There have been some people who were able to get removals obviously sooner than this. Like if you just go with a dispute, people use the credit, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they kind of work that into there. But if you have items close to that 7 year rule, 6 months out, 3 months out, 9 months out. This is that window where you can most definitely ask for an early exclusion. Okay. So TransUnion, on average, people were able to get items removed within that 6 month time frame. Okay. Some people have also successfully done it longer, but on average, about 6 months. Okay. Then next is Experian and Equifax was 3 months prior. Okay, that's on average. There have been some people who were able to get some things removed prior, a little bit like further out, 6 months out, 9 months out. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, this strategy can most definitely improve your credit score faster than just waiting for items to fall off naturally. Okay, now I got to temper some expectations. The thing is that as items get closer to the 7 year mark, they don't have as much power as much as they did when they first were on your credit report, obviously. However, that doesn't mean that you're not going to get anything. You're most definitely going to get some points for sure. Okay. Number two, your credit report is not always accurate. We know this, but a lot of people don't know this, to be honest with you. Okay. They think just because it updates once a month, it's got to be right. Now, studies actually show that 1 in 5 credit reports do contain errors that could potentially lower your credit score. If the balances are off, if the dates are off, you got to keep an eye on that. Inaccuracies like incorrect balances, duplicate accounts, or even outdated information, as we know, can hurt your ability to get approved for a loan or a credit card or whatever. Now, regularly checking the report is and disputing errors is going to help prevent essentially unfair damage to your credit score. Okay, let's keep going. Next, lenders do see different credit scores than you do. Do you know how many people don't know that? They go to their credit score on their credit card app. They look at their credit score from maybe their bank. They probably applied for something and they got something in the mail and it had their score on it. Here's the thing: every industry uses a different credit score. Now, it's not a whole lot of industries. So a lot of industries are kind of pulled in. We're going to talk about that. I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. Places that actually look at your credit score and how to get some of these reports for free, not just credit reports. We're talking about background checks, tenant checks. We'll go into that. If not tomorrow, most definitely by Saturday. Either way, the credit score that you see from a lot of free apps may not be the same one lenders use. Let me kind of break that down. If you want to go into a mortgage, okay, you want to get a mortgage score. To get a mortgage score, you got to go to myfico.com. That's myfico.com. That's $29.99 a month. And you don't have to keep it if you don't want to, but you can see all of your industry scores. If you want to buy a home, those are your mortgage scores that you want to see. If you want to get a personal loan, those are your personal loan scores that you want to see. If you want to get a credit card, then that's going to show you your credit card scores. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now, you also have what I like to call your overall score. So, like when you are looking for an apartment or you just get your credit ran just in general, not like at a financial institution in most cases, those are the people that's going to see your overall score. Like when you apply for an apartment, they're going to see your overall score. Okay. But you have credit card scores, you have auto loan scores, you have mortgage scores, you have personal loan scores. Okay. And then each of those scores have different variations. Like by the end of this year, we're going to be transitioning to the FICO 10T. Now, we don't know if the Trump administration may change that. So we'll keep you all posted on that. Okay. Next, is that, like I mentioned, mortgage lenders, auto lenders, credit card companies, each, of course, use FICO and Vantage scores versions tailored to their needs. Okay. This means you could be approved or denied based on a score and that you never knew existed. Again, this is key. I hope you all listen. This means that you could be approved or denied based on a score you never knew existed. Someone put in the comments, I just didn't know. You just didn't know that if you were trying to get a mortgage, that they were going to look at your mortgage scores. You're looking at your credit score from your credit card. You just didn't know. We don't know what we don't know. When you're looking at your credit score from your credit card, and then you go to the dealership and it's a different score. Not that it's a bad score. Sometimes it is lower, sometimes it is higher, but it's a different score because it's a different algorithm. It's looking for different actions in your credit report. It's looking for different history in your credit report. You just didn't know. Okay. And so, since you just didn't know this, this is why you got to get that information. Brian says, I just didn't know. Nobody tells us this stuff. That's why I'm here tonight. Okay. This is why I'm here tonight. Okay. So now you all know when you apply for a credit card, you can look at your credit card score prior to. Don't go in blind, right? If you want to start up, listen, I never send any of my clients to a mortgage lender. Real estate agents do this. And I'm not knocking real estate agents. It's just they don't know the strategy. Most real estate agents just send people blindly to a lender. We look at their mortgage scores. So we already know if the score is going to be there before we even send them to the lender. Do you know how many lenders don't even know that they're looking at a FICO mortgage score? Okay. So again, we already look at that score. So we already know that they're going to get approved, at least score wise. The other things we cannot see. But this is key. If you go to MyFICO, MYFICO, you get that advanced plan, you'll be able to see your mortgage scores. You don't have to call the mortgage lender, do all this chit chatting, ask them about their kids. They're talking about your kids. You talking about what the weather is and what the weather is over there. And then they finally run your credit and they see your score is not there. And they tell you to hit them back when your score is there. Let's not waste time in 2025. Put 2025 inside the comments if this is the year that you're not going to waste anybody's time. Not even just anybody's time, your time, right? No more going into the car dealership blind. Okay. Can we not do that in 2025? We most definitely want to make sure that we know what things are looking like, right? When my wife and I bought our recent cars, I already knew what the numbers were going to be, obviously because I come from the industry, right? But again, same thing with mortgages. That's what you can do. If you're about to go into a home, look at your mortgage scores before you go into the home, right? Now, of course, if again, that's just something a lot of people just don't know. Okay. This means you could be approved or denied based on a score that you never knew existed. Let's keep going. Your credit report affects more than just loans. We don't talk about that enough. Employers, landlords, and even insurance companies may review your credit report before making decisions. Okay. You want to know why you didn't get that job? Because they looked at your credit report. You want to know why you didn't get that apartment? You already know because they looked at your credit report. You want to know why your insurance company is higher than somebody else's? Because they looked at your credit report. Okay. So again, they know this already. They look at this stuff before they make their final decision. A low score could cost you a job opportunity. It can make it harder to rent an apartment. And it also can increase your insurance premiums, as I just mentioned. Keeping your credit report clean isn't just about borrowing money and paying it back. It impacts your entire financial life, at least in America. And a lot of countries are adapting to this. See, back in the day, if you were the local doctor, you got the approval. If you were the local judge, you got the approval. If you were the local police officer, if you were the pastor, if people knew you, you got the approval. When credit scores came along, oh man, we got to do a documentary. Nobody talks about credit as much as we do. But anyway, I'm gonna have to do a documentary or something. But anyway, saying that to say that back in the day, they used to just go off of, hey, they went off of who you were. Then when they found out, oh man, this person ain't paying their bills. Then they added references. They said, hey, we know you. We know you, right? Because I got my job. You're the pastor. You got your job. And on Sundays, we see you. We congregate, right? But that person ain't paying their loans. So then they start saying, hey, listen, we want to see your references. We need to know who else was willing to vouch for you. Then they found out that people was lying for their friends. People were lying on their friends. Oh yeah, I've been knew Bob. Bob been doing this for about 12 years. I've been knew Terrence or whatever that name is, right? I've been knew Mary, right? They lying about their friends. Then guess what? Then they say, listen, now we can start adding on cosigners. Man, the history gets deep. We got to talk about that another time. But either way, keeping your credit report, again, you have to understand it's going to impact your financial life. All right. So Brian says you should do a documentary for real, for real. We're going to see. I got to put that together, man, because I can't just be putting no mess together. Y'all ain't going to watch it. So we most definitely got to put some work in. But here's the deal. Y'all know what time it is. It's story time. I love talking about the success that our clients have had. For those who don't know, we've helped thousands of people over the years, thousands. And this is since 2015. It's been 10 years that we've been helping people accomplish their financial goals. This is someone who actually found us on YouTube, and he was watching a video and was like, man, you know what? This guy seems trustworthy. Hey, I am. And he says, you know what? I think he can help me, with what we're trying to do. He tells his wife this. The wife says, well, listen, you can't just be listening to random people on YouTube. It's funny because now the wife sends us people. But anyway, and I get it because a lot of people do be sending people off on YouTube, right? People still telling y'all not to pay y'all collections. Anyway, so, but anyway, with this process, we were able to look at his credit report and tell him exactly what he needed to do. And his goal was to go into homeownership. Now, he easily qualified for homeownership, but once the wife saw how fast his score was going up. And we're not talking like overnight. This most definitely took some months. Most of our clients qualify for a home in 90 days or less, which is, by the way, which is why we actually have our 90-day home buying challenge going on right now in the 850 Club Elite. The 850 Club Elite is bussing. All the elite members in the building, put elites in the comments. All the elite members, put elites in the comments. Anyway, so she says, you know what? They say, you know what? We know we can get a house, but we want to get now a bigger house. So the wife says, hey, help me with my score. She wasn't too far. So we gave her a strategy, looked at her credit report, told her exactly what she needed to do. She followed the steps to the T. They were able to get more house than then. We're going to sign this lease to, hey, we're going to go ahead and get a house. So you know what? We're going to get a bigger house in a safe neighborhood because the neighborhood matters, right? Long story short, they followed the game plan and now they're homeowners. If you zoom in, let me zoom in. I'm gonna put him on the spot. If you zoom in, you can see his eyes were a little watery. You know why his eyes were a little watery? Right before this photo, we had a conversation and he broke down, not broke down crying, but because as men, we cry too, right? We got emotions. Either way, but it was a happy tear up moment for him. And he was like, man, I just greatly appreciate you. First off, the locals are spoiled. You know how many locals they have no clue about the YouTube channel. They just think we're just a great real estate which we are. We are a great real estate company that wants to help them improve their credit scores, go into home ownership. We are. But they don't see us and then say, I want to work with you. They just hear about us word of mouth. That just goes to show you how many people we're helping. But anyway, we were able to we had that conversation. He was like, man, you know what? I had no idea I was going to be able to go into home ownership this year. But because of the company that you put together, the videos that you put together, the strategy that you gave me and my wife, we were able to go into homeownership. That's what we do here at 850 Club Elite. Okay. So again, if you want to be around goal setters, let me put that link inside. Reese is in the house. Elite member is in the house. Appreciate you being here, Risa. Risa don't be missing nothing. Okay, she don't be talking too much, but she says, "Listen, I'm up in the building." Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna put this inside of the chat here. Okay. For those of you who are not watching from home, YouTube tells me that many of you all are watching these videos, these lives. 70% of you all are watching these lives from home. I did not know that. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's absolutely amazing. Okay. But anyway, I'm sorry, not just from home, but on your TVs at home. I apologize. So, but anyway, saying that to say, again, scan that QR code or click the link in the description below. Let's get into the comment section. Don't want y'all to feel like we're just trying to sell y'all something. We just want you to know a community does exist, because we see in the comments all the time, people say, well, man, can you help me? And here's the thing. We try to get to the comments. Guys, we get 150 comments a day. We honestly cannot keep up. I'm not gonna lie to you. We get to what we can. But to guarantee that we answer your questions, get into the elite. Here in the elite, once a week on Wednesdays, we have an accountability call. This is where you're able to ask questions. Then we also have a 1-hour masterclass once a week, and you're able to ask questions. Now, some people are like, well, I need more than that. Oh, we got you. We got way more than that. We got way more than that. But we'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, I want to make sure we get into these comments. All right, let's keep rolling. Let's get in here. I know we had the audio issues. Get the thumbnail up there and all that stuff, man. I know that. Listen, I like to have my thumbnails up in time. But anyway, let's go and get into the comments here. All right. And we had no sound earlier. I don't know what be happening, but hey, our Lake says we can read. I can read lips. I had to close it out, shut it down, delete it, restart it. We back. All right. We are back. All right. So now we are good. Now appreciate that. Reese is in the house. Appreciate you being here. Brian B is in the house. You can always count on Queen being here. Hello, Calvin and everyone. Yes, sir. I finally got all my negative accounts removed. I never had a clean profile. Congratulations to you, sir. Congratulations on giving a damn. There you go. Being on top of that. Great job, sir. All right. Queen says this marks the spot for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. You and me both. We can do this no more. Listen, 2025, man. But you know what? It's not just about, when I first started this channel, it was about helping people that did not have the scores. I'm sorry, helping people that wanted to have higher scores, essentially. They didn't have the scores that they wanted. And then I learned over time, people then start having good credit problems. Man, you know what? Let me write that down. Let me write that down. It's been a while since I've done that video. And also too, let me really write this down, because I'm telling you, I'm going to forget. So, and that's good credit problems. Okay. And it's been a while since I did this video, because a lot of people don't know about this. Problems that you can have just by having good credit. And we'll talk about that. I can't tell y'all now. That'll defeat the purpose. So stick around for that. Anyway, let's keep going. So Queen says, congratulations, R. Lake, as well. R. Lake says, thank you. Queen says, Brian B, you already know what it is. I just didn't know. For real, man. Just to know some of these things. Okay. All right. We just didn't know this stuff, man. But we got to make sure that now we know, we go ahead and implement, we go ahead and apply. Oriel is in the house. Oriel, what's the update, man? So are you still looking for houses? Give us the update when you can, so we know how far along the process you were. For those who don't know, I'm putting Oriel on the spot. So he was out looking for some homes out in Florida. So give us the update, sir. How we looking? All right. We care around here. This is a safe space. We care about your goals here. See, some of your friends, some of them don't want you to win before they do. We at Credit Church today. Let's get the communion out. Let's get the collection plate going around. But no, seriously, some people do not want you to win before they do. Some people, they'll be happy for you. And I'm not knocking people. That's just how I say. A lot of times we can't talk about what our goals are, what our aspirations are, what we want to do. This is that room where you can walk in and say, you know what? I want to get a new car. We're not going to try to make it sound bad. We're not going to try to make you feel bad. If that's your goal, then that's your goal. You know, when you get around people that are goal oriented, things don't sound like bragging. Let me say that again. When you get around people that are also goal oriented, things don't sound like bragging, do they? They don't. You know why? Because they are goal oriented themselves. So they're after what's theirs. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe there's like a healthy jealousy. I do believe that. I see things. I'll say, man, you know what? I should be there. This person has accomplished this. I need to adjust my strategy. I'm not mad at them. It's more of a reminder. See, a lot of times people are driving the Bentleys to remind you that you can get a Bentley. Sometimes people are they're getting the new home to remind you that you can get the new home. Now I know people are not into material things. That's fine. Some people have higher credit scores just to remind you that it's possible. Some people have paid off their debts to show you that you too can have a zero balance credit card. Put a zero in the comments if you would love to have a zero balance credit card. Put a zero. We need to see some zeros. What are zeros at? I know y'all got some credit card debt up in here. Put some zeros in the comments if you want to have. Okay. This is how we do this. We have the conversations. We say, hey, it's okay. This is a safe space. And then we get you to your goals. Okay. These videos are to remind you of what your potential is, on what you can accomplish. That's all this is. These videos are to remind you of that. My bad. I know y'all can't see me. Oh boy. Let me move myself out the way. These videos are here to remind you of that. Okay. That's what this is about. It's a safe space, man. It really is. All right. Let's keep going. Daddy V says, with all this mess going on in the government, it's almost giving us that we're doing AI disputes as a fallback because of what's next, or even if it's worse with the efforts. It's crazy. It really is. But don't forget, guys, we can always build around negative items. We don't have to. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Daddy V is wrong. He's right. But the thing is, don't forget, we can build around it. You can. Okay. Banks care about what you've done recently. We talk about this all the time in my community. They care about what you've done recently. How many accounts do you have open? How many are paid on time? What have you done recently? That's what don't forget the FICO 10T that they're going to be really pushing hard at the end of the year. That's what the T stands for in the FICO 10T. It stands for trending. What have you been doing recently? What are you trending? Okay. They're looking at behaviors now, not just one-offs. They know people go to from 600 credit scores to 500, get a trade line, they back up to 7. They want to know, no. What have you done recently? Don't y'all forget, that was one of the changes that's coming. They're not going to be giving you as many points this after this year for trade lines, for authorized users. Don't forget that. Okay, that's why we're here. Now, Brian B says, "Do Identity IQ have the same thing?" It doesn't. No, I'm sorry. It does, but I don't think it shows you all. It shows you some category scores, but it doesn't show you all of the category scores. And it's not Identity IQ's fault. It's not. FICO was there. They hoard the scores. They keep certain scores close to them because if they share them with the atmosphere, don't you all forget, FICO is not credit reports. FICO is algorithm. So if they sell their algorithm to other places, watch where I'm going, then it defeats the purpose of having their service. That's why they don't. This is why if you pay for Experian right now, put Experian inside the comments. Say, I don't want you to feel bad. Don't. But either way, if you pay for Experian, Experian will not show you your Equifax and TransUnion category scores. It will show you the overall score for Equifax and Experian. I'm sorry, for Equifax and TransUnion, but it will not show you your auto loan score for Equifax. It will not show you your mortgage score for TransUnion. It will not, because FICO will not let them. This is why VantageScore has pressed its way in. They're saying, hey, listen, they're forcing us to use their services. They painted us into a corner. Okay, let's keep going. Queen says 2025 is her year. Elite member Risa Butler says 2025 is her year. Queen says, I have inquiries I don't recall, and I need to get these removed ASAP. That's right. Put that dispute in. Brian says you should do a documentary for real. Listen, if you guys want to see a documentary, let me know inside the comments. We'll get to work on that. We'll get to work on that. And that's the thing. Oh man, I want things to be like a certain way. So especially now, years ago, we would do the videos, but now it's different. I want to make sure that you guys get the right information. So we'll keep you posted. Daddy V says the way it's gonna be, brother. I gotta grab. You gotta get 3 jobs, 7 LLCs, a side hustle just to pay off these bad old debts and say enough. Now give me a house. I feel you. I feel you. But don't forget, guys, you can get a house with a 580 credit score. So that means all credit cards don't have to be paid down. That means you can have late payments, evictions, repossessions, charge off, collections, and still qualify for homeownership. Why are banks allowing you to get a home and you got all that stuff on your credit? People don't know this. Why? Because they want that 30-year commitment. See, when you get a car, people get cars repossessed all the time. People get their cars totaled all the time. They're more so insurance products. That's quick, fast, snap, fast money. But the mortgages, don't get me wrong, people do get into foreclosures, but they at least have the asset, right? The chance when a person doesn't pay their mortgage, they just say, hey, that person will be out the building eventually. We'll take the house back, we'll resell it. With the car, man, that car is beat up. They done lost so much money up front. All right, so it's a little bit different. All right, let's keep rolling. All right, so Queen says, Terrence owed me some money. Listen, for real, for real. RLA says, in Calvin we trust. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Queen says, thanks for typing what I was thinking. Brian says, do you guys help with VA loans? We do. We do. We actually we have there's a couple lenders that we work with that have licenses in different states. And if our team does not have a license in that state, we most definitely can help you find someone for sure. All right. Elite member Risa's in the house, 70%. Facts. All right. Queen says that's good. Queen says, don't you just love Calvin's lives? I appreciate that. Lisa J. Stocks in the house. Lisa J. Stocks is in the house, stopping by. Make sure you guys check out her channel, man. She's always dropping gems on stocks and such. So if you want to learn more about stocks, Lisa J is where you need to go. Oriel says, yeah, I checked. He said, I checked 2 out. They wasn't up to par. I'm still looking. Yes. Take your time, man. Take your time, but keep us posted. We're going to be celebrating. We got to bring you on camera too, man. We got to take a shot or something at that time. So keep us posted. All right. We celebrate people, man. We celebrating you all. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I don't have it ready. I want to ask you guys something, but I don't have it ready. I don't care. Let's do this. I'm about to wrap up. So here's what I want you all to do. Take this email down. Okay. Now I'm gonna do another video on this, but since I got you guys here, I want to ask you all a question. If you all have ever I'm looking for not a lot of people, not a lot of people. I'm looking for a few people. I want to test something out. I want to test out this new idea, and it's essentially where I want to, if you have if you've had a credit situation in the past and you told yourself never again, okay? If you told yourself never again, I want to hear that story because I want to start sharing some of these stories. You will be interviewed, okay? So I'll give an example. So something that you did that's credit related, and at the end of what happened, you just told yourself, "I'll never do that again." For example, I'll give you all an example. If you co-sign for someone and it just turned out to be a bad situation, never again will I ever do that, right? Or I don't know what it was. It could have been loan someone some money. It could have been anything that has to do with credit. You let somebody use your credit card. You let somebody, I don't know. Right. You right. Listen, usually it's cosign stories. But if you've done something that you felt that you thought it was a good idea and it turned out to be not a good idea. Okay. Something that's credit related. You could have got a car for somebody. You could have co-signed for someone. You could have took out a loan for someone. You could have added somebody to your credit card or became an authorized user on somebody's credit card and they maxed it out. We want to hear your story. Okay. So I want you guys to let us know. It's called Never Again. Okay. And you can send that to support. Okay. All right. So support at the 850club.com. We want to go. So we want to hear that story. Okay. Tell us your story. Okay. And because of that, we want to interview you. Okay. I want to try something out. I think it'd be really good. I think we need to start hearing some people's situations of things that they will never do again, I think we can learn from that. All right, but either way, I gotta wrap up, guys. I gotta wrap up. So let me hurry up and get through this. Queen says, "Don't tell the devil your plans because he'll try to destroy your dreams and accomplishments. I want my white Bentley, but I got to get that house first. Listen, Bentley's going to be up in the house, man. That's for sure." Queen put zero. She want that zero credit card balance this year. Brian want that zero credit card balance this year. Queen, listen, Risa said Queen is 100. You already know what it is. Risa says she wants that zero balance this year as well. Don't just say it out loud. Don't listen. Don't let them hear it. I rebuke that devil. There you go. Identity IQ has a few, but costs more. It does. It does cost a little bit more too for that. All right. Loving all your content, brother. Solid. Appreciate you being here, Daddy V. That part, Claudine says $0 this year. Okay. Daddy V says, I definitely think how you're at least showing you're at least showing that you care, because me and my wife were checking out a realtor to just see what we need to do to get in position. And she just leaves us some bland notes from Google. Yeah. And you know what? The thing is, a lot of real estate agents don't know. They don't. I'm not saying she can't learn more, but I will say they don't teach them that. And you would think that they would teach us that. I'm a real estate agent, so but lenders and all of that, you got it. You shouldn't have to outsource it. But hey, that's why we the full package, man. We the full package. But either way, tell us the story, guys. Tell us the story. And Oreo says he's with it. We finna be taking shots, man. Listen, we all finna be taking a shot of something. If y'all some water drinkers, we can do shots of some water, some tea. It ain't got to be no crazy stuff. But anyway, but we got to celebrate that, man. Especially someone who's been rocking with the show, the channel for quite some time. Brian B says, "Man, don't get me started on never agains." Listen, Brian, you got to listen. Tell us, listen, Brian. I need you to listen. I'm gonna give you some simple instructions. Email us anybody that has a credit story to tell. Okay, anybody. Now I'm also thinking about doing something where it's like no more positive too, right? What somebody had like a whole lot of debt and they got out of that situation as well. But I really want to know the never again. So if you have a never again credit story, please send us an email. We want to hear your story. We want to bring you on a new segment. I want to start. I think this can blow up. I think this can blow up. I'm telling y'all. But it's not just about it blowing up. I want people to learn about it, right? I want people to learn, like, to see people because people, a lot of times we think that we're going through something ourselves, right? And a lot of times people have been in that situation before and you can learn from that. But I think that a lot of people can resonate with you. Okay. So again, Queen says the same thing. Queen, email us if there is a never again story. Okay. Please go ahead and send that to us. We need your stories. We get stuff all the time, but it's easy. I need somebody to be on camera, man. Y'all can be on camera. Come on now. We can do it. Okay. We can do it. I believe in y'all. But anyway, all right, I'm going to put this in here. You can accomplish your goals, your credit goals this year in 2025. Listen, come into the inner circle. Join the 850 Club Elite. Join me and Risa. Me and Risa up in there. A lot of her elite members, they're around here somewhere. They're going to be back in the comments a little bit later. Okay. But anyway, make sure you all go ahead and join me and Risa and the many others inside of the 850 Club Elite. All you got to do is scan. Let me get this out the way. Let me get myself out the way. All you got to do is scan that QR code right there to learn more about our 90-day challenge. We have a 90-day home buying challenge going on right now. We got business credit coming up. We got the lower your car payment challenge coming up. We got a lot of stuff that's coming up, and it may not necessarily be a challenge, but we're helping you. We're showing you how to lower your car payment. We're holding your hand through the home buying process. We're holding your hand through the business funding process. Everything that has to do with credit and your goals, bring them here.